welcome everyone. I love it when the chime comes. That's a good sign. Welcome everyone. So excited to join with you today, Sunday, January 17th, what some may call the best day of the rest of our lives, or at least the best day of our whole lives up to this point. The things that you can learn on today's call literally could change your life forever. Yesterday, we have so many things to celebrate. Yesterday, we just started the 100-day training with more than 200 amazing people joining from over 33 countries. I got a message, actually. One of the participants is Uma, who's one of the orphan kids in Nepal that all the registration fees help to support. She's old enough now. I've known her for more than half her life. She's old enough now to actually start nursing school. She wants to be a healer. And when she went through this experience, she was given a scholarship to participate in the 100-day training. She was so happy. And she was on the call yesterday. The message she sent me was so beautiful. She says, I feel like this is a birthday for all of us. I feel like we're all being reborn in this moment. And today's call has that theme, regardless of whatever's been your past, whatever pains, whatever fears, whatever challenges, whatever difficulties. How can we turn those fears, those challenges, those difficulties into miracles, miracles of healing and love? There's a beautiful quote from Dr. Naram. I'm just summarizing it, but he says, every trial has within it the seeds of equal or greater benefit. Every trial has within it the seeds of equal or greater benefit. So what if you learn on today's call very powerful ancient secrets for how to transform, how to transmute any difficult challenge, heartache, struggle, obstacle into one of your greatest gifts, greatest blessings. In fact, on this call right now, I don't know if he's here. Nick, if you're here, can you unmute yourself? I want to celebrate a couple things. Actually, also while you're joining, everyone, while you're joining, I love it. I see people are putting where they're joining from. Put it in the chat. Arati from Germany, Sandra from Petaluma, California, the land of the coastal Miwok. I don't know what that is, but that sounds cool. Arlene from New York, Rochelle from snowy Iowa, Marion from Ireland, fantastic. Cooper from Brisbane, Paula from Florida. Oh man, it's so fun to see people from all over. Nick, are you here? I want to see if you're here, Nick Gibbons, and you can unmute yourself. I just want to celebrate. Ah, fantastic. In preparation for this call about rebirth, about what's possible, regardless of anything that happened in your past. Maybe you don't even know who you are, what's possible. I just wanted you to celebrate with me an amazing experience I had yesterday. So real quick, does everyone from previous calls remember anything about Nick's story? I just want to see a raise of hands. If you remember Nick Gibbons and his amazing story, just raise your hand if you. Okay, my computer is a little slow, so I don't see. I'll just give you a quick summary. Nick, when was it that I first met you? What day was that? Do you remember?
It was a little over a month ago. It was December. It was a Wednesday in December. I can't remember the date.
Yeah, it was a Wednesday in December. I can't remember either, but we'll see if we can find it. Actually, I did just right before the call. I found this this YouTube video. Someone actually just posted this YouTube video on the day that I met Nick, actually capturing our first interaction. So this was actually the very first time that I ever met Nick, was just like maybe about a month ago. And I was speaking at an event and I asked people, who's in pain? And there was quite a few people raise their hand. I said, who's pain 8 or higher? Well, Nick was like off the charts 10 or higher. Had been that way for more than 3 years. In fact, when he walked up, he was limping so severely because he couldn't put any weight on his right leg. Nick, how long had it been that you couldn't put weight on your right leg for?
It'd been 3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years. So you can even see in this video, he's just leaning his weight against the fireplace. And can you describe how the pain started, Nick, and what was happening? What created this pain?
I had a disc in my lower back rupture, and so part of that disc material was pinching the nerves going down to my left leg, and it hit multiple levels. It was It was sort of like if you hit your funny bone on your elbow and it hurts down to your hand, but it was like that constantly. And the muscles in my leg didn't work fully either. So I couldn't really walk like normal. I could hobble, but I couldn't really walk, and I couldn't, and it was constant pain. It was pretty debilitating. As a dentist, I kept trying to work and kept trying to do things, but after 3 years of being stubborn enough to try and gut through it, it became clear that it wasn't working, it wasn't sustainable.
Mhm. Yeah, so you can imagine my surprise. Well, we did some things together. We'll talk about it. Even I can show a little video of it. You'll imagine my surprise yesterday after this beautiful course that we did, this beautiful 100-day training beginning. I was like, I need to just go for a walk in the park. So I show up at this park near here, Sugar House Park. I park near the pond. I'm walking along the pond, and all of a sudden I see across the water, walking on the sidewalk, someone that I recognize. And I look, and it's Nick. And I'm so happy to see him. In fact, I didn't even know he was in town until that morning. And I see him walking normal. And then when we see each other, when I wave and he sees me, he literally runs toward me. It was like, I don't know how to say how happy I was. I found out that not only is he able to walk now, but he actually, for the first time, ran for a quarter of a mile and a quarter of a mile, a half a mile, which was beautiful. When's the last time that you ran like that, Nick?
Yeah, that's probably been 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. In fact, I applied these ancient secrets in those moments, those critical moments with Nick and everyone, actually everyone in the room. I love this. Nick, he talked about how everyone's love pouring towards him and his own burning desire to be healed contributed to this really magic moment. In fact, we did a Marma, one of the 6 secret keys of Siddha Veda is Marma Shakti. We did one then and one 2 days later. And is it okay, Nick, if I show the one from 2 days later?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, this is so fun. So this is from 2 days after. So imagine not walking, that much pain for 3 years of pain, losing your job, so many things going wrong. And then all of a sudden, here is now 32. He's already laughing. We haven't even done the belly button thing yet. Okay, 32 and 32, exactly. Okay, forget I said anything. Say ah. Okay, ah. Okay, good. Stand up. Okay, so this was after the Marmot treatment. We didn't see the whole thing. But then he starts walking. He's walking normal. He comes back, and I asked him, I said, would you like to run? And remember what you said, Nick?
Yeah, I was so excited.
Yeah, he says, I've been dreaming of running, but why was I dreaming of running? I can't even walk. Why would I be dreaming of running? I think this is significant for everyone on this call because maybe you have a dream. Maybe you've had a want, but you have to shove it in the background because you don't think it's possible. Why is that dream coming when it's not possible? Well, what if it is possible? What if your dream is possible? So then I did one more special Marma treatment. There was beautiful people helping. And I said, would you like to run? And this is what happened that day. You guys let go? Go ahead and run around the room. It's so fun. Then he actually went and he ran through the whole house.
Heads up, Bennett. Let's go, baby! Oh! Woo! Look at this guy! Oh, put it back, baby! Yeah! Woo! Back up the stairs!
Oh man, so precious.
You know, it's
and then
incredible because at that point, I could see that my leg was working again. Like I had strength to it when I hadn't for 3 years. But I thought, you know, if I try and run, even if I have some strength to my leg, I'm going to be so uncoordinated. I'm going to fall down. And as I was running down that hall, I thought, I don't care. I'm just going to try. And I ran full out for, you know, 3 strides, not that far. But I didn't fall down, and I turned around and I was just like, I can't believe I can still do what I thought I could do, or what I thought I couldn't do. You know, it's just like, it was just another miracle that when I would walk upstairs or when I would run, my body remembered how to do it. I didn't have to relearn any of this stuff because, I mean, that's how debilitated my leg was. It didn't work. And I thought it's going to take more than just regaining the strength. There was so many more deeper levels to being healed in this way.
It's so powerful. And if this is possible for Nick, he had a dream to run. He didn't even believe it was possible. Within a short period of time, it happened. Not only that, but life just kept getting better. This is a question I want everyone here to ask themselves. What if things can get even better? And in the last month, Nick followed the Hmong diet. He's been doing everything. And as a result, he lost 20 more pounds. We walked around Sugar House Park not just once, but twice together. And as he looked up at Mount Olympus with the clouds that were covering the top, he says, you know what? I forgot what it's like to even remember, what do I want? For so many years, I've been just focusing on the pain and the struggle, and I haven't allowed myself to even ask what I want. But he says, you know what I want? I want to hike that mountain. And so we're planning, actually, we did a Facebook Live together. We're planning a trip where anyone on this call that wants to join us, we're going to hike together the beautiful Mount Olympus. I wish I should have had a picture prepared for it. So anyone you're interested in hiking with us, you can put in the chat, I'm in, I want to hike with you guys. So that way we can go with Nick. And as a demonstration of what's possible, you know, that we may have never really realized was possible before, Nick is in a big rebirth stage. He has a clean slate on life. Everything that was previously what he thought he was and going to do is now clean slate. No more job, no more things, but also a clean slate on possibility. And so I wanted as we started this call for you to hear from Nick and feel that excitement about what if something you never thought was possible is possible? What kind of rebirth is possible for you in this moment? Nick, anything else you want to share?
You know, the thing is, it's not like everything's been easy. I've had this complete miracle where my legs started working again. I can do things that like you mentioned, I didn't think I could do, and I was frustrated that I would have a dream where I could run, because I thought, why can't my subconscious realize that's not possible anymore? And yet that's happened. But at the same time, I still have the pain that's there. And I still have a lot of challenges in life. And so, you know, some people may think, and sometimes I've listened to this call and I hear people say, oh, I had this experience and now life has fallen into place and I'm moving forward and it's so great. And I think that can happen for sure, depending on the level of healing that you need, or I don't know what the circumstance means. But, you know, even reading the book, there's experiences where, you know, a block can be removed and you can move forward so quickly. Like Dr. Naram had talked about, he held up a piece of paper, you wrote in your book about it. And he said, yeah, look, if this is the block, you just rip it and it's easy. He said, what if the block is a giant piece of wood? What do we need? What if the block is a piece of steel? What do we need? And so, you know, sometimes there's these blocks that get removed, and just like snapping your fingers, you can just move forward and life falls into place. And sometimes I think there may be deeper blocks or something that's a little more sturdy, and it takes more patience, it takes more dedication and work. And so just the fact that I had the one part that was blocked removed, and it's like, okay, my muscles work now, which is incredible, but I still have the pain and I still have a lot of other deeper deeper things that need to be healed and need to be changed. And so I just want to let everyone know that it's not just like, oh, hey, I was healed and now everything's good. It's like sometimes you start that process and there's a long way to go. And it can be hard to have that patience. It can be really hard to persevere and say, okay, I'm doing this Hmong diet and I'm losing weight, but I still have some pain, you know, like maybe it's going to take a little bit more. So, you know, and I think just to be aware that that there's different possibilities for different people, but I do believe that this is a rebirth for me. And so I'm really trying to be committed to moving forward in a positive way, starting out with that clean slate, like you said, and embracing life as it reorganizes around me.
Yeah. Oh, Nick, I'm so happy you brought all of that forward right now. Because I know a lot of people on the call, they feel that as well. Like, if this can happen for someone else, how come it's not happening for me? And one thing, even in the book, and that Dr. Ron would emphasize is it's not a quick fix. And oftentimes the pain is a symptom of deeper healing that needs to happen. Even Dr. Holmes Master says, if you want a quick fix, you should probably go somewhere else. But if you want to heal yourself deeper and deeper, these are the instruments that you can use. Even after the walk, I asked Nick, I was like, have you started the herbs yet? He's like, actually, I got that email. I looked at the list and I didn't get any yet. And then I could be so excited because it's one more layer of helping the healing to go deeper and deeper. There's 6 instruments, and we use 1 and then 2, Marma and then diet. And when you can use all of the 6 instruments, or as many as you have access to, very powerful things can happen. I also like Dr. Ram, he would give an analogy. I remember one man came, he was so angry his wife wasn't better yet. He was threatening to sue Dr. Naram for cheating him and all this kind of stuff. And Dr. Ram, he gave the analogy of a baby. Like, let's say you're pregnant and you want the baby to come out in 2 months. You can't pull the baby out. It's not ready yet. Some good things take time. And in a rebirth, there's a gestation period as well. And there's struggle. Giving labor isn't the easiest, most pretty process. So there is struggle, there is challenge, and there's possibility for a new you to be birthed through it. And no one's going to take that challenge away from you. I think lots of people have heard the analogy of a baby bird. If you see the baby bird crack the eggshell, and then you actually say, oh, he's struggling, let me open up the eggshell for him, the baby bird will die. It is that struggle that gives the bird strength to survive. And it's actually right now in this moment, what I love about what Nick brought in is it's not someone outside of him that's bringing the healing to him. He's walking the path, and he's doing what's required. And I'm so grateful that you shared that, Nick. I want to celebrate, we're going to drop from our head to our heart, but right before that, I want to celebrate one other person here on the call. Jill, can you and Denny unmute yourselves just real briefly? We heard from Jill.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello. Fantastic. Hello. So we heard Denny's remarkable story a couple of weeks ago on the call. Claire shared about her remarkable story, then Denny shared. I know that lots of people were on that call, but if you didn't hear, Denny just opened her heart and she shared about, the challenge ever since she was a little girl in an orphanage, and she was abused in the worst ways that we don't even want to imagine are possible. And coming from that pain, which was captured in her body her whole life, she had a moment over this last period of time in which she felt better than ever. Like Nick said, it's not like permanently things are automatically good forever. She also had a challenge happen where she ran out of the herbs and then the dysentery started again. But the thing that didn't stop in her was her love. And I was so impacted on the call because Jill, both Jill and Denny, coming from their backgrounds and speaking about love so powerfully impacted my heart. At 80 years young, Denny is having her own rebirth of sorts. And Denny, can you share about this last week, what you've been doing with Mung Soup?
I'm having a whale of a time. My diet my taste buds have changed totally. And I'm just loving it. I actually look forward to it. I don't look forward to food normally because my digestive system is an interesting part of me. But I don't know, there's just one word all the time that comes in, that's love. I love it.
And can I just add to this?
Please
so when
do,
we
yeah.
started the soup, I've been putting it in mugs, big mugs. And Den was going, don't give me much, just half fill the mug because it's too much and I'll be too full. Now it has to be full and she's having seconds.
Denny, she told me that most of her life she hasn't had appetite for food. She
No.
doesn't really bother for food because so many things have been off. Food isn't that enjoyable, but she says for the first time she feels her body craving the food, wanting the mung soup, feeling the nourishing effect it has.
It's unbelievable. I mean, well, today's a very good example. Jill said, I'm just going to get the soup organized. And I went, I can't wait. My saliva glands immediately went, eat. Yes, I'm ready. It's just lovely. It's my relationship with food is non-existent. So to have a complete sense of my body would like this and is craving it is lovely. It's a brand new emotion. And I'm sort of going, poor old Jill's sort of going, what, really? No, we're doing brilliantly, bless you. It's wonderful.
So I want to say thank you. If at 80 years young, Denny can be experiencing this rebirth, and she's more excited than ever about life, more excited than ever about serving in the future. Like Dr. Ram always says, you ask someone in their healing journey, what do you want? And when I asked Denny what she wants, she was clear. It came to her right away. She has certain wisdom, certain experience, a love, basically. I love the very first section here. It also captures Denny. According to me, this encapsulates Denny. I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you, and love will teach you. Coming from the background that she had on the call last time, to just so emphatically say the only thing is love. That's exactly who we are. It was so impactful that many people on the call says, Denny, we need you to write a book. And so actually on this call, if you're interested in helping Denny capture her wisdom and experience her wisdom, be a beneficiary of the wisdom, I just want you in the chat to say, Denny, I'm in, Denny. Like, you want to help her. And then we're going to assemble a little group where she can have one-on-one interactions with you. And her wisdom can be shared in this way, and we capture it. You're getting a lot of love. Verenia says, so brave, Denny, and thank you, Nick, for your willingness to share the need for self-compassion. It's what we all need to continue seeing, facing, and bringing loving awareness to, the limiting patterns created by life's experiences, so we can begin repatterning from them and into the pattern of wholeness, both of the frequency of love. Denny, any wisdom that you can share with us as we're talking about this topic of rebirth, as we're talking about how to turn your fears and your pain into miracles of love and healing? Any wisdom?
I think it's our ability to, as we get older, to recognize that because we are the central figure each time, it doesn't matter which story I'm in or which experience, the common denominator every single time was me. And being me, I then have to take responsibility for that experience, because the other players can come and go, but what is going on is actually relating to me. And as I began to understand that, it was then, so why are we having to experience this?
Actually, November, I decided to
and it was
Sorry about that, Denny. There was just a little interruption. I don't want to miss it. Also, those who want to join Getting the Wisdom, I see you're getting so many people say I'm in. If you could also put your email address in the chat, so it's just easy for us to collect and contact you, would be great. Okay, Denny, please continue what you're saying.
Began to really come in on me and look at me and discover my relationship with me and the lack of love I had because of all the abuse I'd gone through. My respect for myself was non-existent. My value for me didn't exist. I had no real notion who I was, except damaged goods, I suppose, the way you look at it. And gradually, bit by bit, I suddenly realized, well, actually, I'm not damaged to anything. I'm me. And depending on how I'm going to respond to all of that will depend on what I become. And the one thing I was born with which I'm so lucky, was such a love of people and a wicked sense of humor. And the two together became my building blocks. And bit by bit, my relationship with myself started to become one of, well, it's me and I'm okay. I'm actually quite a nice person underneath all this. Ooh. I'm still going, ooh. And for the time, however many years ago, the sudden realization that I had a great love for who I was. And that love grew and grew, warts and all, damage and all. And I started to talk to my body. I started to talk to all the parts of me with so much appreciation to what it had gone through for me and how it had handled and how it had coped. And by the time that relationship had become unmovable, you couldn't move it, the people I was working with were those that needed that awareness that the love to self was the love to everything. And there was only love. There was nothing left in the emotional field.
Yes.
And love.
Yeah, so powerful. You're getting so much love as you're sharing this wisdom. How powerful for all of us to remember you are not damaged goods. And on the call last time that Denia was on, she talked about how when she was an orphan, there's people that abused her and raped her. And for her whole life, feeling that kind of feeling off. And so for her now to be speaking such powerful words, what's possible for all of us? What's possible for us? You're not damaged goods. Whatever is your trial has within the seeds of equal or greater benefit. And Denny, I love you. I'm so glad that you're on this call sharing your wisdom. And there's a lot of people that are anxious to learn more from you. But we'll set up a separate call where we'll send you an email for those that put your email address, and we'll have that happen. I just wanted to celebrate these cases. Nick, who's in the process of his rebirth. Denny, who's in the process of her rebirth at age 80 years young. And Jill as well, with your beautiful wisdom. We're gonna drop right now from our head even more into our hearts. I feel like we're already in a beautiful heart space. We have Gary Malkin with us, multiple Emmy Award winning composer, producer. He's the founder of Wisdom of the World. He's created so many things that have transformed people's lives. And he has a special spoken and music word piece right now to help us drop even more into our hearts as you're thinking about what's possible in your life. What rebirth is possible now? Gary?
Hello, everybody. I'm not only the founder of Wisdom of the World, but Clint and I are both founders of Wisdom of the World Wellness, which emerged from the ashes of Wisdom of the World. And it's a beautiful website, and you're welcome to join it, and you'll really enjoy a lot of the things that come from that. I want to celebrate. I just had the most remarkable week with Gerald and Allison Rogers and Tony with a legendary week in Costa Rica. And it was such a self-loving thing for me to do after sheltering in place for so long. And I just want to thank the legendary team for giving me a reminder of how to live out loud. You know, I just had waterfalls and white water rapids. And it was just such an act of listening to what my insides needed, because I've been alone, sheltering in place for so much. And so I had a phenomenal experience. And so it's really, let's just have a moment of dropping in to a listening of, you know, these spoken word and music pieces, I call them alchemical wisdom or transformances. And they're in the stillness of our inner being is when a lot comes together, our heart wisdom, our soul wisdom, our body, and everything kind of comes together in those quiet stillness moments. So I'd like to have us have an experience of listening to Sarah McCrum ask the question, what is self-love? What is self-love? And just in the process of being in that stillness together and listening, our head and our heart balances. And we, in the act of listening, we actually come into a deeper understanding of what self-love looks for each of us. Here is just the transformance called self-love, and just allow yourself to just go deep inside and let it be up to you whether you want to open your eye, keep your eyes open or not, because there might be some spotlighting that goes along. And I never know what Clint's going to do to all of us. Open our hearts for sure. So anyway, here we go. Sarah McCrum and Gary Malkin on self-love. Oh, I have to share this. Hold on. Sharing. Thank you for the beautiful opportunity to share this stuff. It's great. Here we go. About 6 minutes.
They tell me I should love myself, but I don't know how. So here I am. I'm wondering, what on earth does it mean to love myself? You know what? It's not very easy to love myself. There are so many things I can see that are wrong with me. How am I supposed to love that? But they say it over and over again. You should love yourself. You should love yourself more. Come on, why don't you love yourself? So can anyone show me how to do that? Well, the only thing that I know is to be present. I can be here. I can be quiet. I can wait for a while and see what happens. Here I am. It's just me. I have some good parts. But honestly, there are some parts I really don't like. But all the same, I'm going to let you see me. I'm going to allow myself to stand up as I am. I've tried hiding. It never seemed to work very well. So here I am. It's just me. I don't have any decoration. And I don't have much I can hide behind. But I am willing to share myself as I am. Is that enough? It feels like maybe it is. I don't know about loving myself, but I do know that I am myself. And that I am enough. And you know what? I do love myself. Just a little bit. And maybe a little bit more. So I wonder where this is going to lead.
The privilege of being in our innocence together as we explore how to care for our bodies and our minds and our hearts and our souls, and to see each of you in your gorgeousness on the screen is one of the greatest privileges I know. Thank you, Clint, for creating the opportunity to be just simply beautifully ourselves as we learn to love ourselves in all the ways we can. Have a beautiful call, and I'll share some music towards the end probably as well.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Gary. Just going right along with what Nick was saying, what Denny was saying about how you're not damaged goods. There's so much good about you and so much that's possible. This whole journey, I was a big skeptic, but one of the ways in which Dr. Naram helped me so much was help me actually realize how much was possible that I never before realized, and how a lot of the negative things I was focusing on about myself and about the world, I was actually consuming from what I had learned. I had a program inside of me. Dr. Ram says we're all programmed, by society, by our schools, our parents, our whatever. But with this ancient science, you have a chance to reprogram. Instead of being a consumer of everything that you've been told you should be, you have a choice to create. Instead of being a consumer, to be a creator of a very powerful future, to rebirth in a way. We have two very powerful case studies to look at today on the call. So the 100-day course began. All the students are participating in this call. The Sunday calls are also open to a wider audience because we've been having this global healing miracle experiment call. You're welcome to invite other people to join to also be inspired by what's possible in their lives. And this first case is amazing. So I just got back last weekend from going to Texas. We did pulse consultations in Houston, in McAllen. So many beautiful people are on this call that we're in Houston, we're in McAllen, and in Dallas. Actually, real quick, Lindley, can you unmute yourself for a moment? Lindley was one of the people that hosted us in Dallas. Lindley, also Karishma, also Nina. I don't know if you guys are able to unmute yourself just for a moment. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Lindley, can you speak and we can hear you?
Yeah, it was a great trip. Gosh, Clint healed so many people. And the really beautiful thing is Clint's event was the inaugural event of a new OsteoStrong location in Dallas. And so what amazing, beautiful energy to kick off this biohacking healing center with. There were some 30 people, and just the energy was phenomenal. So many people got results that day, and so many people just were inspired to, you know, shine light on the whole world this year in 2021.
I just have
Yeah.
to also say hello, Lindley. I love you.
I love you, Gary.
It was Lindley and also Karishma. I don't know if you can unmute yourself, and Nina, that were the ones that originally invited me to come to Dallas, and a long time ago. Karishma, are you there?
I am. Hey, Clint. Hey, everyone.
Hey, first of all, thank you so much for the original invitation. Anything from the event that impacted you?
Gosh, so many things. You know, Clint, you're just such a beacon of love and light, and you just have this beautiful aura about you, and you just have this ability to help us connect with the love that we have inside of us. And I was just really privileged. I actually invited Clint to come when I heard him speak back in October at a different event, and I was going to have my own event. I'm a coach, and my event didn't happen this weekend, but it was perfect because it really was, you know, all these amazing, beautiful things happen, and the Pulse Clinic happened in 3 different cities, and I was privileged enough to attend the Pulse Clinic the morning in Dallas, like first thing before people started walking in, and then last thing at night. And you know, it was just like people would come in and they would be somewhat skeptical, like, I'm not really sure what to expect here. And everyone, you know, people's walls would be up, which is pretty typical when you enter a new space. And within a moment, just the energy of the room would light up everyone. And I remember just seeing the first couple come in with their little baby. And I think within 5 minutes, like, you know, they were just shining so bright, their faces were lit up. And I got to just come in at the very end and just hang out with some of the beautiful souls that were there. And it's just that physical space that was created just because of love was so apparent, and it was so infectious. And I'm so grateful to have experienced that myself. So thank you. I'm sure all of us feel the same way.
Yeah, it was so beautiful. Both Lindley and Krishma, and also Krishma's mom, Nina, and then many other people who were there at the end. Actually, we got all kinds of blankets. And in honor of Dr. Ram, at the end of his clinic, we were able to go out because it snowed that day in Dallas. It snowed. So there's a lot of people on the streets cold. And it was so fun to honor the tradition of, at the end of the clinic day, go put the blankets on people. And I just loved that experience of just being with these beautiful souls, doing this mission with so much love, and then just seeing the benefits continue to move forward. It was really beautiful. Thank you both, Karishma. Thank you, Lindley, so much. Also, Nina and everyone that came. Really powerful experience. Monica and Kyle were such a core part of it. There's one of the very first things that happened before even the first person came in Dallas. We got a strong invitation from Eric. Actually, Eric and Bianca, can you unmute yourself just real quick? So imagine this. The snow was coming down in Dallas. And they're not used to having snow. The roads were covered. Many people weren't going out on the streets, but Eric drove almost an hour from Ennis, Texas to pick us up in Dallas and bring us back to this beautiful restaurant that his wife's family owns. I'm just gonna share this picture real quick so you can see it. This was us. You can even see the snow coming down. And as we went inside, and as Eric had organized he'd actually organized a whole thing where people, all his friends and family, could learn about the ancient secrets. He had a beautiful poster. He had a table with books lining it. And then all of a sudden, he kept getting messages from people that couldn't come. He says, "Oh, Dr. Clint, I had planned for a mariachi band to come. They're canceled because of the snow. Oh, this person canceled because of the snow. Oh, this person canceled because of the snow." And it just ended up becoming an intimate group of us, but you could tell each person that was there was meant to be there. And I told Eric, I said, "Eric, I didn't come because of a mariachi band. I came because you have such a burning desire to share these ancient secrets with your friends and family that it inspired me. I'm willing to travel an hour in the snow because I want to see you, and I want to meet you, and I want to see, where is this burning desire? What has made this happen?" And so I want you to hear from Eric and Bianca, their powerful story about, where did this burning desire come from? How did it begin? So Bianca, can you share a little bit about the pain and the struggle and the challenge that you faced in about May of last year?
So I found out that I was pregnant, and I started having these like really intense headaches. And I mean, I would do everything possible, like even having Eric leave me by myself in the room with like no light, no sound. Of course, they always tell you just take some Tylenol, but it would get so bad that it happened twice, right? Like around day 3 of the headache, not leaving. Eric took me to the emergency room because the pain was so unbearable. We also have a 2 well, at the time it was a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, and I, like, as a mom, I just couldn't function. I couldn't take care of my own children, and so he took me to the hospital, and their only way to control the pain was to give me morphine. And I remember trying to like negotiate with the doctors, like, is there anything else you can do? Like, I really don't want my baby to have this. Like, I know it'll cross the placenta barrier. And they were just telling me that my pain was too intense, that was the only thing they could offer me. And then I went home with a bottle of codeine. And they told me to just try Tylenol, and if it doesn't get better, try codeine. And if the pain gets so intense, to just come back to the ER. And Eric,
I just want to say, just imagine yourself in that moment. You know, you have a little baby growing inside of you. You have this intense pain. And in fact, the doctors also told her, if you did they actually diagnose what it was at that point in time, Bianca?
No, not at that point in time. I had actually gone to an ophthalmologist and then eventually a neuro-ophthalmologist. And they did an MRI, and they use a machine to like scan the surface of my eye and my optic nerves. And that's when they found out. It was actually my ophthalmologist who found it by accident. She was using a special machine because of COVID to not come into contact with people. And that's when she saw that the surface of my optic nerve was much bigger than it should be and irregular in shape. And that's when she sent me for the MRI and referred me to the neuro-ophthalmologist. And we found out I had a pseudotumor cerebri. And it was just causing there to be like immense like intracranial pressure in my head. And they told me that as the pregnancy progressed, that it could get worse. And I actually delivered my first 2 children with a midwife. And it was really disheartening to me because they told me like, no, this will be like a medicalized birth. Like, you have to have an OB, and you might have to have a C-section because if the pressure is really bad, when you push, like one of the optic nerves can burst. And so that's when.
So imagine that fear. Imagine that feeling of you have a baby inside of you. First of all, they're trying to give certain drugs, but you don't want the baby to be impacted by those drugs. Then they tell you at the point of pregnancy, the pressure may be so bad, so severe that you could go blind. What do you do? What do you do in that moment? And what did you do, Bianca? And what did Eric do?
Well, Eric promised me that he would find something that could help. And he had no idea what that was going to be. He went and started to search in Google, and
it's just like it's a promise you make to your family, to your wife, that you're always gonna take care of them, that you love them without any limits, that they're everything to you. They mean the world to you, and just feeling so powerless of not knowing how to help with that. The doctors don't even know what to do. I'm like, if they don't know what to do and they're doctors, what are we gonna do? Like, I just feel so helpless. And I used to just cry at night and just ask for answer, for there to be something I could do for my wife and for my family, for my baby. And I was just searching on the web, and all of a sudden I got a little pop-up from YouTube, from TED Talk, and I was like, what? TED Talk? I'm like, okay, I am subscribed on TED Talk. I love TED Talks. and it was your TED talk, Doctor. And I was like, what? Okay, Dr. Clean Rogers, and I was like, oh, there's a bunch of other TED talks, but why this one? So I just clicked on it, and oh my god, like I just started watching it, and I got so intrigued by it, and then when you started talking about your miracle that happened to your dad, I was like, what? And that's when after I finished watching it, I just burst into tears. I was like, wow, if Dr. Clinton's dad can get better, there there could be something that can help my wife. And that's when I started like searching online, like who Dr. Naram was, who Dr. Clint was, and all of your work, and that's how everything got started. And
then,
here we are now, and my wife's doing
well, just for a
amazing.
second. Yeah, then what they did is they booked an appointment through the link for
Oh
one of the
yes,
Vaidyas, one of the very powerful Vaidyas in India. You can actually book a video consultation. And actually we have her here today, Dr. Archana Singh. Dr. Archana, welcome, welcome. When you were hearing Bianca's story, first of all, what was going through your mind and heart? And then what did you recommend for her to do?
Yeah, hello, Dr. Kling. Hello, everyone. Namaste. Thank you, Dr. Kling, for giving this opportunity, this platform where we can share love, care, and Ayurveda health as well. Thank you so much. So when I consulted Barbara, it was a different case. I would say like this case very rare, pseudocerebral tumor. So she told me that she has that tumor and it's growing in the size and it will cause difficulty during delivery. So she told me what to do. So I have given her a natural diet where slowly the tumor size can reduce and shrink. So that diet which we have learned through Dr. Pankaj Naram, where we are not allowed to give patient any kind of gluten. So no sour, no dairy, no gluten, no fermented item, no red meat, and simple moong vegetable diet. I advise her, and I think she has followed rigorously and got such a good results. I'm
Yeah.
glad that she is happy now.
So just there's 6 instruments and Bianca just used one. She just changed her diet is all.
That's
And
right.
Bianca, as you changed your diet, what happened in the next few weeks and months?
Well, I was on the track to have 3 children, 3 and under. So I also had joint pain that I just kind of chalked up to being pregnant so often. And I noticed that not only because the headaches in frequency were about like 3 times a week. It was really bad. And it took about 2 weeks. I noticed that not only was I getting a reduction in the headaches and the pressure, but also in my joints. I had like a lot of pain in my joints, like my wrist, my hands, my ankles, my knees. And I noticed that inflammation was also reducing. And it was pretty amazing because I was doing like constant follow-up appointments with the neuro-ophthalmologist, and it was really amazing to see him tell me that it was actually going down, that the pressure was going down. Like each visit became more positive. And usually with pregnancy, just because you have so much, you get more blood in your body, you gain weight. Usually the pressure goes up, and I was the opposite. The pressure was going down.
That's right.
And so even during delivery, like I got the clear I still had to have an OB, but I got the clear to be able to deliver vaginally as opposed to needing a C-section. And so that was really amazing. It was something I was really hoping for. And
Real quick, we're gonna go to the pregnancy and the delivery in just a moment. But I just want to say, first of all, Dr. Archana, how does it feel to know these ancient secrets and to be able to help in such a powerful case like this?
It's always great to hear such a success story from the patients who consulted and who has follows everything rigorously. It's always been great, and we are feeling very blessed. We got this power to give you a new life success. So it's really great. I'm just thankful to Ayurveda and Dr. Naram to learn all this from him.
Yeah, it's so powerful that from the ancient secrets, Ayurveda, Siddha Veda, you can become so helpful that in such a critical situation, help someone remove pain with something so simple as knowing what is the diet, what food to eat, what food not to eat. The pain that was there 3 times a week. She already has 2 little babies, can't play with them, can't do anything. Growing pain is there, feeling like, what am I going to do? Thinking maybe I'm going to have a C-section, worrying about needing to take drugs that will affect the fetus. Instead, on the 31st of December, she went to the hospital to deliver this baby. Can you share the story, Bianca, what happened?
Yes, so actually we went to the 30th at night at 7 p.m. Yes, and we were in labor for 32 hours. Turned out that his umbilical cord was very, very short. And so that's what took very long, but it was kind of funny. The nurse finally came in at midnight for New Year's and told us Happy New Year, and I was like, what are you joking? Like I've been here 3 days to have him, but in the end, like, he was born so healthy and he cried immediately, and it was just like so amazing. That's him.
Yeah.
I wanted to have as natural a birth as possible, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if I had continued on the road. Yeah, that I was going down, and he was actually the first baby of the year.
And born when he's gone.
Yeah, he was born on my dad's birthday at 3 a.m.
What I love about this story is we're all pregnant with something. You know, there's a new you that wants to be born, and how you handle the challenges, how you handle the difficulties impacts the quality of the birthing of that baby into the world. And both Eric and Bianca, I salute you so much because you chose to do it in a natural, healthy way that not only benefited you, but the baby. And according to me, you're a microcosm of the macrocosm. If you made these choices and this baby was born on New Year's Day, then what does that mean for all of us? What a great year that all of us can have, you know, in terms of birthing something new into the world in a healthy way, turning the fear, turning the challenge. If they didn't have that challenge, Eric would have never found the ancient secrets. And now he's helping so many of his friends and family with it. If he didn't have that challenge and Bianca didn't have the challenge, but I want to emphasize as well, Eric was leaning into love. He wanted to find a solution and he was doing it with love. I did that with my father. As a result, so many benefits have come. Bianca and Eric, thank you so much for sharing, and tell us a little bit about the baby. Because the baby was born in this natural, healthy way, can you describe any characteristics or qualities of this beautiful baby?
He is the most calm child. I mean, of all 3 of my children, he is so calm and so happy.
And eats so much.
Eats so well. And actually, another plus that I didn't realize until now, like having the dietary changes, is that he has no colic. He has no like gas pain or anything like that. He eats, he's happy, he's content, he goes back to sleep. And with my other children, they struggled so much with like terrible colic. At one point, my second daughter had like bloody stools like from my breast milk. And it such a difference that you don't realize, or I guess no one like makes the connection. The pediatricians don't make the connection that like everything that the mother consumes gets passed to her child,
even through birth milk.
Yeah, even when she's feeding the newborn. That's amazing.
Yeah, because Bianca loved herself and nourished herself, and because Eric was there supporting her, it totally changed the quality of this entire baby's life. And I'm just so thankful. I love both of you. I love your story. I love your family. And I'm so excited about what's possible, not only for you, but for all of us. What you're doing not only impacts yourself, but it's part of contagious healing, impacts those that you love the most. Even if you don't want to make a change for yourself, why not do it for those you love, for those you care about? Thank you so much, Eric and Bianca. Any final thoughts or wisdom or inspiration you want to share?
Just that sometimes you think that like you've hit rock bottom, like you've hit the end of the road and there's no going up from here. Like a lot of times you just kind of feel defeated, and you're like, well, I guess this is where I stay and I'll just deal with it. But it's not. There's something better out there. There's always hope and love.
Love heals the world, really. Like,
yeah.
If you do something with love from the heart and you really mean it, and the answers will come. And
I don't believe in coincidences very much, so I definitely believe that everything
we're all united. And we're all
happen for a reason.
I want to also acknowledge Dr. Archana Singh, one of many of the house mentors for this 100-day game. Any wisdom or inspiration, Dr. Archana, you want to share with those who are just learning this? Anything that you want to share from your heart?
Yeah, definitely. Ayurveda is a very good science where, in following simple routine in your daily life, you can get long life, healthy life. So in Ayurveda, it is mentioned food can act as a medicine for you, but you have to know right way of how to take a food, in what quantity and what quality. So everything is matter, like everything can work as a medicine for you, because all atmosphere is same as our own body, but we need to balance that nature, universe. So this is the basic principle. If we follow, we learn from that ancient secret. So definitely we can see the change in our life.
Thank you so much, Dr. Archana. Thank you so much, Bianca and Eric. You've inspired me and so much. And for everyone, what is it that is being born through you? Every trial has within it the seeds of equal or greater benefit. So what is it in your life that you're facing, and what wants to be born through you? This next case study we're going to look at is so powerful and goes right along with the things that you feed yourself impact not only the quality of your life, but how it affects not only you, but those that you love. Mike, I'm going to play the video from my computer, but if my internet's not strong enough, then you can just maybe let me know somehow and we can maybe play it from your computer. But I'm just going to start. This was a video put together by Kyle. Kyle, I think he's on this call. I don't know. Let me just see real quick. I just wanted to acknowledge Kyle. Looks like he doesn't have his mic or camera on, but we're going to play this video about an example of contagious healing. And when you change yourself, how it changes the whole world. It changes the lives of so many people that you love. As you're watching this, I want you to be thinking about what really wants to be born through you.
One of the most powerful ancient secrets that Dr. Naram taught me, that his master taught him, is that whatever is the adversity, whatever is the difficult situation or heartache, everyone has within it the seeds of equal or greater benefit.
This book will help to understand what wisdom means and how we as humans can enter into the field of wisdom in a natural way. And I think it will change so many lives.
As you read, each chapter unlocks more and more barriers from your mind and opens up your heart more and more to what's possible in your life.
This is an example of just being limitless.
You know, one of the things that's impactful, that's a tragedy, but also impactful about losing someone you love, is that you realize how precious every moment is, how precious every day is. Now, the heartache that came to Mike was discovering that his brother, who had no signs of any illness, healthy as anything, died of a heart incident, left behind 6 kids.
I got a call and I
think, whoa, your sister is calling me. Why would your sister call me?
You handed me your phone, and I heard it in her voice. That something was wrong. And like I said, I thought it was my dad. I said, what's wrong? And she said, he doesn't know. I said, no, what? Tell me. They said, Rick's dead. I want to introduce you to my brother. He passed away on May 12th, which coincidentally was the same day that I earlier in the day had purchased Clint's book. He was 52 years old. He's active freestyle skier on the U.S. Olympic team or World Cup team growing up. He was always out mountain biking with his kids, lived an active lifestyle, went scuba diving with the sharks, and loved his family. When he passed away, he was out mountain biking with one of his 4 sons at this spot here in Salt Lake City. His autopsy report revealed that his coronary arteries were 80 to 95% stenosis or blocked. He had no idea that he had this inside his chest. Needless to say, this was a huge wake-up call for me. He was a nurse himself, worked in the thoracic ICU unit early in his career, had a patient advocate program that he worked with people to get the best care possible. Could have this happen to him, what could be going on inside of me?
His brother was only 2 years older than him, and it shook Mike up so much. Now, not only the emotional trauma of losing your brother, but then also the shock of what may be happening in my body. What do I need to worry about that I wasn't even worried about before? So he got his blood test.
I saw that my cholesterol from 2018 was not as good as I was telling myself. I had a cholesterol of 252, all high red flag markers. I went and had my blood drawn again, and you can see this is June 30th of this year. Every single marker had gotten worse. My cholesterol, triglycerides, my LDL, the bad cholesterol had all gotten worse. My doctor wanted to start me on a statin. I wanted to start on a statin, but I didn't want to go the drug route. When you go on a statin drug, there's no off point. You're on a statin for the rest of your life. It doesn't cure you. It treats the symptom that you have. I knew I needed to do something. I read all the books about how to prevent and reverse heart disease, how to undo it, Dean Ornish's program, Caldwell Esselstyn's, and so forth. And I even read Clint's book.
It took him a while to start reading the book, actually. In fact, I have the text messages. It's so funny. He sent me the text messages where he's like, wow, this is actually a really good book. I didn't know. How come you didn't tell me?
And one of the things they talk about is following a whole food plant-based diet to reverse heart disease. And the mung bean detox is certainly a whole food plant-based diet. Clint's book, there's a detox program that's talked about using mung beans, the mung bean detox.
You know, there's a recipe in this book for a magical soup that reduces the inflammation in your body, and it helps restore balance in the doshas and helps actually just detoxify you. It has protein, makes you strong, increases your energy. And he actually did the recipe, the whole 30-day Mung challenge.
Started the 30-day detox, not knowing anyone who'd really done it before. You know, I'd heard a little bit about it in the chat room and the Facebook group and so forth.
This is the text message I got from him afterwards. He actually showed me the results before and after, and he says, dude, 4 exclamation points. You dropped my cholesterol by 49%. His doctor was the same doctor that was the doctor for his brother.
He called up, he said, okay, I've got your results back. Your total cholesterol is 136. I'm like, 136? I was like blown away. I'm like, first of all, I didn't believe him. I'm like, obviously you've confused me with a teenager's results. This is not possible.
In only 30 days, 3 exclamation points. And then he says this, he says, this would have saved my brother's life.
The 30-day transformation results, when I went back to the doctor, I went from 193 pounds to 166 pounds. My blood pressure went down about 26 points from, you can see somewhere in the 120 over 88, 150, 148 over 88, down to 113 over 62. Went from 263 on my cholesterol to 136, a decrease of 127 points or 48%. My doctor was blown away by this. He's like, how did you do that? My triglycerides went down 112 points or 58%. My LDL cholesterol went down almost 100 points to 72.9, 57%. My high sensitivity C-reactive protein, which is an indication of inflammation in the body, went down 72%. The mung beans are a highly powerful anti-inflammatory as well as antioxidant, and filled with protein and other things that are just really good for the body. And one of the side effects, though, that came from this program was that portly fellow that was there, ended up with six-pack abs. And really, without doing much exercise, I have added exercise into my regimen now quite regularly, but I've always been doing yoga.
Not only did he lose weight, which he wasn't planning, not everyone loses weight, but his weight became to his ideal weight, but also he had so much energy. He said without even drinking coffee, he had energy. His sleep was better. Without drinking alcohol, he was calm and happy. I saw such a change in Mike, and so did so many other people, that we wanted to know more.
My 10-year risk of having a heart attack was 12.9%. Now my 10-year risk is 1.6%, which is like an 88% decrease with what's happening. So for years I had this blemish on my eye, and if you look closely, you can't see it because it's gone.
And I was really concerned because my brother passed away with melanoma skin cancer when he was 44. So I really wanted Michael to go and get checked, and
never did. But then I was like,
it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Combination of Rick's death and Clint's book and the other information that I've read has saved my life.
Just from him actually applying these secrets in his life, now he is a nucleus. He's an instrument of contagious healing on the planet. Not only he started doing it, but many of his family members started doing it.
One of the best examples is his son. His son, whose cholesterol was 310 in 30 days, dropped to 195 at 24. And his triglycerides were through the roof, like close to 500. They were below 200 in 30 days with triglycerides, and triglycerides don't move easily. My brother-in-law, he and my sister started doing the mung beans when we did, and he was a disabled vet that was thrown from a Bradley with back pain, and he also has celiac disease where he gets rashes and swollen. All that went away, and he wouldn't stop talking about how he has no pain. Oh, he lost like 20, 30 pounds himself.
But I also started to eat quite a few mung beans, so I didn't lose weight. I didn't want to lose weight, and I just love the beans, but I have way more energy. I actually was on omeprazole for years, and I never knew that being on omeprazole is really, really bad for your gut health. And I've been on it because I've GERD for over 10 years, and anytime I stopped it, I had heartburn. And working with Ayashakti and incorporating mung beans and some of the herbs that were prescribed to me by Ayashakti, I have no heartburn. And like I say, I tried everything or tried to go off the omeprazole, and nothing ever worked. But now being on mung beans and other herbs, I don't have to take omeprazole, which I'm super grateful for.
The irony is many times we won't do something for ourselves, but we'll do it out of love for someone else. Mike was told by his doctor he needed to change something, but for 2 years he never changed anything. It was because of love for his brother that he made a change in his own life. And as a side effect, a side benefit, it ended up helping so many other people.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for the gift you've given me for being able to take better care of myself. You are a saint. You live your life in a way that you can be proud of. You died in a place that's so beautiful, and you have touched
so many people's lives and will continue through what we do to touch many more. It's my purpose and mission in life to share your story of what you've taught me, what you've done for your son, for my friends. Thanks for all the signs. Keep talking. I see you, I hear you. I love you.
When I see stories and hear stories like Mike and Sonny and all the people he's touched, I know Dr. Ram would be so happy because his mission is becoming real. The ancient secrets of his lineage, of this ancient lineage, are spreading through the world like contagious healing. It's like a silent revolution in which even if you never had a chance to meet Dr. Ram, even if you never have a chance to meet me or any of the other doctors, just by applying the secrets, these ancient secrets, it can change your life forever.
I invite you to read this book again and again and give it as a gift to whom you love the most. It can change your life forever. I love you. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Just gonna spotlight you, Mike, here. Maybe you can unmute yourself. Let's see here. I can add you as a spotlight. I want to thank you, Sonny, for doing this journey, walking this path. First of all, anything you want to say after we all have watched this video together, and then I have some special surprises.
Well, I don't know why you put the sad part at the end. It kind of got to me, but that's very beautiful, and you did a great job. And I think thank you to Kyle for putting together this video to share with other people to turn what has been the greatest tragedy of my and our family's life into a story that can help so many other people. And you know, the people that have already been impacted, especially Rick's son Asher, my nephew, and his transformation of this is huge.
Yeah, the amount of, I was sitting with Mike in his home, it was like even already a month ago or something like that. And I was saying, whose lives have been impacted so far? And we listed off easily 15 people. And then since then, he started a company, Healthy ICU, to help walk other people how to reverse their own heart disease and heart situation. What was in the video was, as one of the parts of Mike's journey, he actually had a call again with one of the Ayush Shakti Vaidyas in India, Dr. Priyanka. And actually Dr. Priyanka is here right now. Dr. Priyanka, wow, so cool. So when you see this case and you know that you were so instrumental in helping Mike, and not only Mike, but now so many other people, what's going through your mind and heart?
Hello, Dr. Clint. Hello, Michael. Hello, Sunny. So when he consulted me, he told me his history and he shared his recent blood reports also with me, and he wanted to start the detox, I remember, as soon as possible. So because his cholesterol levels were high, and according to Ayurveda, we believe that whenever the cholesterol levels are high, it is because of the ama formation, which is because of sluggish metabolism, and hence this ama clogs in the arteries. So the best method or best way to deal with high cholesterol and high triglyceride is to improve your metabolism and flush the toxins or these clogs which are present in the arteries. So I advised him to go for a detox, which is a 30 days mung bean diet, along with the herbs. I shared the diet plan with him. that is the PDF of the healthy meat detox, and he started it instantly. Within a week, he wrote me that he has lost around 5 pounds something, and he was on day 3 or day 5, I suppose, and he was like following it very strictly. I, I wasn't sure that like someone sticking point by point, like initial 3 days it has mentioned only, grinding the mung bean, and he was following it very dedicatedly. So he had not purchased the herbs. He was like, I will initially go with the diet, and 2 weeks or 3 weeks with the diet, he had lost almost, I think, 10 to 12 pounds. And then he was like, I want the herbs too. I want to do with the herbs also. So I said, okay. The herbs had to come from, it had to be shipped from New Jersey. And I think there was one particular herb which was not available at that time. So the shipping got a bit delayed. So he completed the first month without the herbs. And then when he received the herbs, he asked me, do you want me to do this again with the herbs? Like my mung bean detox will be of 60 days instead of 30. I said, yes, now you will have to follow from day 1 with the detox tea and complete it. And I was like blown with 60 days. How can you he was only on the mung bean. After day 45, I was like, now you can incorporate some other stuff if you want. You can incorporate oats or gluten. And he was like, no, I can't live without mung bean. I want mung bean in my diet daily. So I was like, seriously? Is this mung bean different from the mung bean which I am aware of? So he followed it very well.
It's so powerful that Mike, even without the herbs, his blood test before and after, just from one instrument, made such a difference. That's why when Nick was talking about, the progress is there, but what happens when you also get these powerful herbs? Not only Mike benefit, but Dr. Priyanka, you met many other people that he referred to you and you helped. In fact, I'm going to just invite one person right now, John Ward, one of Mike's friends. How did you know Mike? And this is my first time meeting you, so I want to hear your story, how you know Mike and what was your before and after results?
Mike and I go back about 20 years. We actually worked together back years ago when we first were getting started in business. And so we have a long friendship. And, he reached out to me after I heard the story about his brother, and he reached out to me about what he was doing, this plant-based diet. And he was talking about mung soup, and he had kind of got me into yoga and a couple other things. And one day after a yoga class, he invited me over and we tried this mung soup. And I was like, I could not believe how good it was. And I was like, it was healthy for you. So I was a little shocked by it. And then he kind of told me more about the program. And then I reached out to Bianca, and she set me up on a program, and we got started on the herbs, and she helped me with a diet as far as a meal plan. So I started preparing all these meals, and that 30-day plan, I mean, it was unbelievable to change. I didn't realize, I thought I felt good, but I didn't realize how different you can feel when you switch over to a plant-based diet and adding the herbs and the energy and the feeling that I had inside, and just even during my workouts and in life, it was amazing.
Beautiful. Did you also get a blood test before and after? I'm just curious, and what your results were.
Yeah, I did. Mike, again, very similar to not quite as good as Mike's, but very, very impressive. Where the doctors were shocked. Basically, my cholesterol went from like 263 down to 162. Drop. It was an unbelievable drop, because they said they can't. When you talk to a doctor, they were like, yeah, you can drop it a little bit, but dropping it 100 points is almost unheard of.
It is unheard of.
It really is.
And John's part of the 100-point club.
Beautiful. John, so powerful to have you on. Actually, I'm just going to ask anyone on this call. Mike has shared a story several times. If you've been impacted by Mike, I just want you to put in the chat, Mike changed my life. If he influenced you in any way to actually eat more mung beans, or actually do the diet or see changes. So we got this whole stream. But thanks so much. Mike changed my life. Yeah, beautiful. I've now met so many people Mike doesn't even know. Like so many people that have heard his story, and because of his brother Rick and because of Mike using that moment to change his own life, you just do the stream of like all the people that have talked about how you changed their life. In fact, now, because this video, I'm gonna actually just have Kyle come on real quick. This is Kyle. Kyle's the one that put together that video, which is now on YouTube. We just put it up on Dr. Ram's YouTube channel. Now, because of that video on YouTube, yeah, how many people's lives are going to change? This is contagious healing. In fact, if you know someone who you'd like to see them live a longer, healthier life, you have someone that you love and you want them to do something that's both easy, fairly easy and delicious, why not send that video to them? So Kyle, thank you so much for that amazing work.
Well done, Kyle. That was awesome.
Dr. Priyanka.
Of course, my
I want
pleasure.
to come back to you just for a second, but thank you so much, Kyle. I'm so excited with other people. Dr. Priyanka, what does it feel like to know that because of you investing in learning these ancient secrets, so many hundreds and thousands of people's lives are changing?
Definitely, if you know, the Ayurveda emphasizes on swasthasya swastha rakshanam. Like through healthy diet and lifestyle, we have to keep our health in situ. Like we have to keep our health going on. And if Ayurveda initial 10 chapters, they have described what should be our daily regime, what should be our seasonal regime. And if in spite of following all this, if we fall ill, then the herbs part come in Ayurveda. So I am very helpful of Ayush Shakti for Siddha Veda and Ayurveda, that I can implement this principle in my daily routine, in my daily practice. And I'm very grateful for this science.
So beautiful. Kyle, what was it like putting this video, and what do you anticipate will happen as a result of Mike's story being shared?
What's up, everybody? Bonjour. It was such a beautiful experience to. Can you hear me, Clint?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you?
Okay, cool. One, thank you, Michael, for
good.
just sharing this kind of powerful story. Your strength and vulnerability, and to be able to use my skills in digital art to be able to capture this, to put together this beautiful story and to send it out online on the web to help this beautiful mission of spreading contagious healing like wildfire throughout the world. So I'm super excited for how much it's impacted so many people thus far, and how it will continue to impact people with creating these types of stories and videos. So thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for sharing your stories.
Thank you, Kyle. And one thing too, to get the recipe, and some people pass it around. I've shared it, but more important than me sharing it, get an appointment with Ayush Shakti, talk to Priyanka. They are so caring and listening as they talk to you about what it is you have going on. And it's not for everybody. It's not, it's like almost sharing your medication. It's not a good idea. Talk to one of the doctors at Ayush Shakti. It's $15 for an appointment. The best $15 you'll spend on healthcare in your life. And it's and then you have ongoing support as well from a beautiful soul like Priyanka, who has helped all of my family members and friends and so many people. So if someone asks you for the recipe, don't give it to them, is my advice. Give them the link to Ayush Shakti and tell them, if you're not going to spend $15, you're not going to make the soup. So don't waste my time asking me for the recipe.
Beautiful. I just put in the chat the link where
Give him
you
the
can book
recipe.
the consultation. Well, the recipe is in the book. And actually, I would say Mike is giving some real good advice. If you're going to do the full detox, it is best if you meet with a doctor. But if you just want to make the soup, it's delicious and it's great. And the recipe's in here and it's on myancientsecrets.com. You can feel safe to eat the soup. It's a very safe, delicious, amazing experience. But if you're doing the full detox, then it really does help to have someone that's walked that path, because any detox process, sometimes things come up and it may not feel good all the time. And it's so helpful to have someone there that can help walk you through that process. So thank you so much, Dr. Priyanka. Thank you, Kyle.
Dr.
Thank
Clint,
you,
I would
Mike.
like to add, that what Michael did for his friends and family, that is actually seva, which Dr. Pankaj Naram always speaks of. So he has done incredible job.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Priyanka, for your seva, serving not only with so much intelligence, but so much love. And
Thank you.
how powerful to be in a position where you know what secrets can make such a big difference. I'm so grateful for Dr. Naram for teaching us these secrets, for Dr. Naram preserving this lineage, not just Ayurveda, but Siddha Veda goes a step beyond. And the Siddha Veda secrets, which are so effective and so simple. Mike, any final thoughts you want to share before we go into the closing part of this entire call?
Yes, is that it is the soup is the recipe can be modified in ways that make it very delicious. And at some point we're going to have a those chili fest. We're going to have a Hmong fest. Maybe we'll call it that. Maybe we'll call it something else. I don't know if anyone will come to the Hmong Fest. T-shirts, Hmong Fest 2021.
I dare anybody to be better than my recipe. There we goes the challenge.
I know. I heard that before. That's a throwdown. Them's fighting words, Gary. Those are them's diet words. But I do want to just say thank you to everybody for all the support and the comments in the chat and really, you matter. Your health matters. It's the easiest thing to take for granted, and don't take your life for granted. Your health is the most valuable thing that you have, and do what it takes, which is so simple, to be healthy and to apply these secrets. Make these the worst kept secrets in the world. Share them widely with people, so that if anyone ever says, "Can you keep a secret?" the next thing out of their mouth is going to be them revealing they can't. But Clint, thank you, and just thank you to the life of my brother Rick, and the mystery of life and death that it contains the blessings for us all, and may his death bring all of us health and life that we wouldn't have had otherwise. And thank you, Rick.
So powerful. I want to thank everyone for showing up on this call. We have a very special tradition in which we close things. We're going to have actually a musical number. We're going to spotlight certain people. Mike is talking about in such a beautiful way. Denny talked about it at the beginning of the call, and so many people talked about, you're not damaged goods. There's something so beautiful in you, something beautiful that wants to be born. So what wants to be birthed in you in this moment? As we play this music and as we spotlight your videos, I invite you to just send so much love to that person that's on the video. And also, if you get spotlighted, just to receive that love. We won't get to everyone, so whether you're spotlighted or not, we all benefit just from increasing the amount of love that we have in this moment the care, like you would care for a baby, like you would hold the baby in your arms, like that beautiful baby that we saw of Eric and Bianca that they shared. If this is possible for them, if this is possible for Nick that we saw at the beginning of the call, for Mike, what is possible for you? So Gary, please lead us in this. And at the very, very end, we'll have a little moment where everyone can unmute themselves and say, I love you and I'm with you. But Gary?
Yes, hi. I just also wanted to celebrate my miracle that I had debilitating back pain again after Costa Rica. And instead of 7 months, I knew what I had to do and I got it done in 9 days. And it'll be even less next time. So this work has changed my life. And Clint, I just love that you understand the role that music can play in bringing back our access to our soul and heart wisdom. So I love the invitation. Please allow yourself to be received and to receive the love that comes at your way. This song is a improvised piece of piano music that the Pachamama Alliance has used a lot called Into the Majesty. It's from my album called Winter Faith that's on Spotify. If you ever want to cuddle up with a blanket and a cup of beautiful hot moonbeam soup and listen to the album, it's very interior. And so here we go. Allow yourself to just receive the love of this beautiful, beautiful community and this beautiful work. Here we go. Sorry. Here we go. There we go.
Hello, everybody. Love to all.
Oh my God, you guys move me to tears. You're all so beautiful. May the spaciousness of this music be infused in your daily life with self-love and self-care, and to know that no one is ever alone. Aho. Blessings.
Beautiful. In honor of all that have passed in the last year, you know, and all those that have been sick or ill or afraid or in anxiety, lost jobs, lost their home, lost someone that they love, lost their health. I just want to say that we honor the space of that struggle, and that there is a way in which whatever is your trial has within it the seeds of equal or greater opportunity. That ultimately there are gifts and blessings in your life that will lead you, as you lean into love, into a space where you can see the divine. You can see the divine in you and in all around you. And you become a creator instead of a consumer. You can become a creator of the life that you want to birth and that wants to be birthed through you. Thank you to everyone who joined this call and participated. We have a little tradition that Krishna actually initiated, where at the end of the call, we say, I love you and I'm with you. Mike, we'll do this for a little bit, and then just make sure, because you're a host, that you'll have to end the call. So everyone can unmute yourself and just say, I love you and I'm
I
with
love
you.
you and I'm
Love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
And I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you.
And I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you.
and I'm with you.
Love
Love
you
you and I'm
and
with
I'm
you.
with
Love
you.
you
All
and
and
I'm with you.
love you and I'm with you.
With you.
Love you
And I'm with you. And I'm with you.
love you and I'm with
Always.
you.
I'm
with you.
I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you.
I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you.
I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you.